Like, I wouldn't be sitting here if I wasn't American. Not only because I was American, I was a white American. I've dated people who I knew their parents were against foreigners, but I was the one that kind of like made it okay.
Sizes, the smallest size that you can get in Korea, it doesn't exist in America.
The smallest size in Korea, what? Maybe that's why America's great. I'm just kidding. Okay, bringing Korea one slice closer to the world with extraordinary and fun toppings. Welcome to the Korean Pizza Club, KPC, and I'm your host, David Kim. Today we have special guests as usual. Please introduce yourself, starting with Leigh.
Hello, I'm Leigh, and I'm an English professor and fitness model here in Korea. My Instagram is thisisfit_Leigh if you want to check it out. Okay. I'm currently in contest prep.
Wow,
the hottest bikini competition prep.
She has the brains, she has the physical,
the discipline. Yeah. Wow.
I'm trying to be all that.
Which university are you teaching at?
I'm teaching at Yonsei University in Wonju.
Wow, one of the Sky universities too. Yeah, I did my master's there.
Okay, no TMI.
Wow. Name dropping us.
I was leading to that. Okay, next.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm a Korean YouTuber. I lived in the UK before. I'm also the CEO of nalvashop.com. This is our third time filming this intro.
Yeah, I'm just checking the record device. Yeah.
Hopefully we can do it this time. Let's go.
And now to you, Alex.
Yeah, so third slice of pizza. This is our third intro. I got this full. Now. I'm Alex. I'm from the States. I'm from Ohio, and I've been in Korea 14 years, doing anything in media from radio, TV, English apps, whatever it is. And I'm just,
puppet shows.
Puppet shows. I haven't broken into that yet. I'm working on that. And fun fact, I've recorded for some Korean dramas.
Oh, wow.
And my scenes always get cut.
Wow. So literally you're doing...
No, I've only been an extra in the background, but they still cut the scenes.
Yeah, he's being humble right now, but like Alex is in literally every single radio show, like TV show, app.
He's in a band.
In a band,
right? Yeah, peer up plug.
So cool to be... I'm so cool to say I'm in a band when I'm 30-something.
Actually, it is, yeah.
Super cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Anna was in it for a bit, so we are...
For a short while, yeah.
We're totally bandmates.
I'm going to be in it in the future.
Yeah, just everyone join, whatever.
Right. I feel like everybody's just hustling on this. Everybody here is just
this is Korea. You have to hustle.
What do you call that in Korea? You said something.
Yeah, that means you have N amount of jobs. Yeah. So yeah, I have like a professor job, a YouTuber job, CEO of whatever.
Oh, no big deal. I'm just a CEO who went to Yonsei. He was like the best ever.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm in this mode right now.
So
I'm trying to like match the level with you guys.
That's influence from last week, I think. The name dropping.
Maybe it is. Wait, but did we hear where Leigh's from?
Oh, I'm from the States, originally Alabama.
Okay.
So been in Korea 9 years now.
Okay. Thank you for coming by. It was very last minute last night, I have to admit. Leigh came all the way from Wonju. I really appreciate that.
Wow.
Yes, I'm going to buy her lunch after this for sure. And coincidentally, you guys both happen to be Americans and very successful ones in Korea.
Whatever that means.
Is that so?
Well, in my standards, you guys are like one of the most successful.
Can you tell us what an unsuccessful American is?
Stop doing that. Like, you're putting me on the spot. Like, don't do that. But yeah, you guys...
Name drop now.
No. But yeah,
name the least successful American you know, David. By name.
I'm not doing that. But yeah, coincidentally, that happened to be the case. So I thought it would be natural to talk about these topics for today. Why does Korea or Koreans like America or Americans so much? And what is the life of a successful American in Korea like?
I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, it's obvious. Greatest country in the world.
That's right.
We got trucks, guns, and barbecues.
Burgers. So many burgers.
And what else do we do?
Eagles.
Bald eagles.
They bring us our burgers, actually. That's how we get them.
Yeah.
I think eagles are cool. I want to see an eagle.
You've never seen an eagle before?
Party at the zoo once, but like, yeah.
Well, wait, have you guys seen wild eagles?
Yes.
No.
Really?
And it's really funny when you go to a zoo in Korea and be like the North American exhibit or something. And it's like squirrels. Yeah, like, exactly. It's like, I have squirrels in my backyard, thanks. Eagles, not in my backyard, but I've seen them, yeah.
Never
seen an
actually,
eagle.
are they American? Like they originate from America?
Bald eagles are
Oh, really?
American, maybe Canada. I don't know the exact
interesting.
The,
origination.
North
the
America.
turkey is also native to America, but we don't brag about that.
Oh,
Turkeys
I
are
miss
ugly.
turkey for Thanksgiving.
Tasty but ugly.
Yeah, but let's go into the question. So, why do you think Koreans love America?
I answered it really gracefully.
Oh, that was it. Okay, end of podcast. Yeah, that was
Bye,
it.
everyone.
I
I was kidding, by the way. I want to make sure the listeners.
So, to get serious for a moment, I do think there is a little holdover from the Korean War, actually.
Yes.
Where there was some help and aid given. I know there was a lot of wrong done by the States also, but I have heard many older Koreans, 50s, 60s, older, actually express to me that they were thankful for the things America did during the Korean War. So I do believe there's a certain amount of goodwill holding on from that.
Yeah. I mean, that is the greatest thing here. I think it's the biggest sentiment on why people in general like America. They're like the saviors for us in some extent.
It's half savior. It's half also kind of like the pedestal that Korea put us on.
Yeah.
Because there's the Korean War, and then I would say in the 2000s especially, you have I want to send my kids to school in America, not in Korea. So there's this idealism of how perfect America, like something to live up to.
Right.
And that's changed in recent years. But overall, it's like, I joke about America being number one.
But it is a
But
superpower.
in some aspects, it is number one.
Otherwise, the other option is China. And we
Okay. They banned Winnie the Pooh in Hong Kong and Macau.
Yeah,
Is it
this
because he
the
doesn't
thing.
wear pants?
I'm not going to say the reason, but yeah, probably because he doesn't wear pants.
That's it. That's the reason.
But
You gotta wonder, what was he thinking?
Yeah, today's not about China, but yeah, I'm really glad that Leigh brought up the historical aspect because I was going to get onto that because as a Korean, I think there's historically mainly two factors. Like, as you said, the Korean War, they helped us out. We were fighting against the commies. The Chinese and North Koreans, and that's why we're not starving right now under a dictatorship.
Yeah.
And that itself is a big thing. And also, I think we can even go even further to the Japanese colonial rule. And I mean, it's kind of sad for the Japanese, but Pearl Harbor and, that technically ended the war and it ended the colonial rule for us. So
That's right.
that's giving us freedom.
I think you mean the Hiroshima.
Sorry. I totally.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Exactly.
Pearl Harbor started that chain of events
was
that
the
led to
Catalyst.
Yes.
Exactly. So Hiroshima, Nagasaki, the nuclear bomb, and it ended the war, and we got freed. So it's different sides in different countries, but for us, America is
we're same team. We're same team.
Yeah.
We got it.
And we always talk about the General MacArthur, going into the Incheon operation. And
But obviously not just because of the war stuff, but because America generally in terms of pop culture and general world influence,
Exactly.
it has such a big and all the countries in the world are influenced by American media, American movies. So it's just natural influence.
Yeah. It's Hollywood, Marvel.
Hollywood.
I mean, Air Jordans you're wearing right now. Michael Jordan, the NBA, MLB, everything like that. So
actually, you got to give a shout out though to Canada because most of our actors are actually Canadian. In Hollywood movies, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Bieber,
A lot of British actors
Drake.
too, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of British actors.
But you guys own the industry.
Right,
So,
you're right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think that's something Korea's onto now with the soft power.
Yeah.
With K-dramas and K-pop and stuff, and just how that permeates through the world society. America did that. American films and songs. This is why it's so easy to learn English if you truly want to.
Yeah.
The sheer volume of amazing movies and music and TV shows in English.
Right.
And mostly from America.
Right.
It's just the omnipresence of that, I think, American media.
Omnipresence. Wow. A professor word there. But
I really think soft power, cultural power is so important.
Yeah.
And this is what Korea, although such a small country, we do this better than China does, in my opinion. Am I going to get cancelled for this?
You're never going to be able to enter
but
that
seriously,
country.
K-pop, the influence that it has, still on a worldwide compared to Hollywood and Marvel, it's nothing.
Right.
But still the fact that it started years ago and from such a tiny tiny country.
Yeah.
And we still have
Absolutely.
better, more influence than like Chinese pop culture.
인정.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of culture, though, I don't know if you could put food into culture as well, right?
It's
definitely
a huge
it's-
part of
no,
culture.
it is,
right,
it
right?
is,
It's
it is.
culture,
Of
right?
course.
But like, I don't want to degrade American food or anything, but like the good old MacD, you know,
You like a...
Big Mac, and
It's better than British food,
yeah,
to be
nowadays
honest.
we have
Okay.
more options like Shake Shack.
High
and
five
Five
over
Guys.
David's head. I agree.
It's far better than British food.
I
So I'm
know.
sorry, British people.
I know,
but
but like American food back in like the 60s, my mom was bragging that she had like the first McDonald's or something in Shinchon or something, and they were like, "Yeah, this is like great."
it's not 60s. That is a bit like 80s.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not 60s.
Yeah, not 60s, 80s or something. But yeah, everybody was like, "We have McDonald's, we have Starbucks, and like that kind of
KFC.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. That American food, fast food, and packaged products, it's so widespread, so well distributed, and also so calculated to be addictive. So that's a good point. That's another reason it catches on.
No, that Starbucks, man, that is like great, like caffeine straight into the veins.
That's
But
right.
and also like
That sweet hit of caffeine.
it's not even a joke how many of those. There's like 4 in the corner at Hapjeong Station.
Yeah.
There are 4 there.
Right.
And a half kilometer away, there's 2 more.
Every
That's right.
single block.
You could be in one Starbucks making eye contact with someone in the other Starbucks.
I've done it. It's creepy.
Yeah, it is. Like every single block you walk, there's a Starbucks there. And we even have a word called 스세권.
Right.
That means like you're in the radius of a Starbucks. And
Yeah,
because
세권.
of that, your real estate price goes up. Yeah, we have 맥세권, which is McDonald's radius, 스세권, Starbucks radius, stuff like that. So yeah.
But I did notice, like, when I went to America and I go into a Starbucks, the smallest size that you can get in Korea, it doesn't exist in America.
The smallest size in Korea, what?
Listen to the intro. The smallest size.
Why do you have to do this?
I'm gonna get
Those Korean dudes are coming at you now. Like they're gonna screen cap this and like
I'm
put.
talking about coffee, okay?
Yeah,
But
those-
seriously, the grande, the smallest size,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop doing this. The smallest size in Korea, it doesn't exist in America. They start with the medium.
I don't think. Yeah, the smallest size in Korea doesn't exist in America. That's what she
I
said.
am not talking about like
Okay,
peepees.
okay, yeah. Okay. We all get it.
What are
We
you
get it.
talking about?
Maybe that's why America's great. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But I did.
I don't know.
was-
Maybe it is.
I get shocked by it when I was walking around in LA. The size of the ventis that everyone's going around with. I'm talking about coffee.
Yeah. It's the size of the ventis.
And
Yeah.
they're just like sipping on it, and it's just like there's so many calories and cream and like all that stuff.
So much cream, you can't even hold it in your hands. It's just
So
big.
much cream. Yeah.
all that
we-
white cream.
We definitely know why Anna likes the US now. No, like the big ventis and like the cream and you know.
No, I think Fenty is too big.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so glad I came here today.
David, I pulled out our shorts for you. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I was shocked. Like recently, I think before COVID, that was like my recent visit to America in like 20 years, ever since I left. And I was shocked when I went to 7-Eleven and saw that big gulp. Like,
The sodas.
how do people drink out of that? Like, that's like 5 servings at once.
Yeah, that's too big for you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Whoa.
Where were you again when you saw that?
the land of abundance.
You were in, where were you?
7-Eleven, yeah.
Where?
LA or something.
Well, if you go to the Midwest, you'll see the people match the size of the.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
but LA,
Portions.
like LA people don't they're kind of
Yeah, I think it was in
egg-shaped
the
a way.
road of in the way to Las Vegas, like in the highways.
America is a land of excess, and that does come with consequences and all. But yeah, from the Midwest and from the South, we
I really want to
Yes.
try Southern American food, though. Like Southern fried chicken, mac and cheese.
Oh, it's
like,
Cajun.
good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's
It's
cool.
so
I'll be able
good.
to eat it in
I
a
see-
year or so.
We get all this criticism for like Americans are big and whatnot, but man, our food is freaking good.
Yeah,
Southern
that-
food,
I have to say, yeah.
it's like I think even like the better the food is in the area, the bigger people are because like Southern food is just It's wonderful.
That's right. You might be able to gauge the local cuisine like level by the girth of the people.
It's just a shame because like in Korea, everybody thinks McDonald's is American food and stuff, but they are not like they have not tried like Southern food, like legit American.
Is there like a restaurant in Seoul that serves like Southern American?
The only one I know is one called Shaibana, but
there's one called Linus in Itaewon. I don't know if it's still there.
I haven't been.
Shaibana is that's fusion.
Okay, that's mid. Yeah.
We had one in Wonju. It closed down.
Yes.
There's a lot of like I know a lot of kyopos like opening up like American style like Philly cheesesteak places or like burger places recently.
There's a lot of great food coming in, and not just from America, but since we're on the topic, a lot of great American food coming in now. One of the things I loved about some of the pizza brands and chains here is if I wanted American food, all I had to get was the pepperoni pizza, and it was a taste of home. Like,
wait, while we're at it, I forgot to ask you guys this. What is your favorite pizza type?
Like Korean pizza or
I was leading on to it. That's why I brought it up.
Okay, there you go.
See,
and
he's the pro.
Also, I want to ask, like, what is your favorite pizza like brand to get in Korea?
Okay, so pizza topping, pizza brand.
Yeah, because that's important.
Okay, if we're going with American pizza, then just straight pepperoni from Pizza Hut because that's childhood. That's childhood. I grew
from the
pizza.
restaurant.
Pizza
when you're at the restaurant in the pan. Pan pizza.
Oh,
and they have this salad bar that no one touches because why would
I
you?
in the UK.
We used to have that in Korea. Yeah.
The salad towers.
Yeah.
I heard about those.
Okay, pepperoni from Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Alex?
I'll give two. One's pepperoni, but my favorite surprisingly good pizza topping in Korea is that like what is it? Golguma paste.
Someone who finally likes it.
That's so Korean.
It's not my favorite topping, but I was kind of like, I had it and I'm like, it's a pleasant surprise.
It's sweet potato paste and it's like on the crust side, right?
You know how you get like cheese in the crust of the pizza? They put sweet potato
mush
paste.
in it. Yeah. We have some weird toppings like shrimp.
Can we do least favorite? Because for me, it would be corn. Because right, you can't get a pizza without corn. You ask for no corn, and the corn fairy just drops the corn on
Which
your
is
pizza.
worse, corn or pineapple?
Corn.
Oh, really? It's to that extent.
Corn.
Wow, I did not.
Corn does not belong on pizza.
No.
Okay, this is the Korean Pizza Club.
There's like weird pizza that like it's like gorgonzola. It's like they put a lot of sweet stuff on pizza, right?
Yeah,
honey and like sugar powder,
and then
like,
you have kimchi on it. Yeah.
Sometimes they even put extra like fries on top of pizza. It's like carbs on carbs on carbs.
It's just like I just get in the mindset like I'm not eating a pizza. I'm eating a fusion food that's like a dessert, and then I can eat it. If it's like if I'm expecting pepperoni and I get corn plus sugar powder plus, I don't know, whipped cream, whatever.
Cereal.
Well, I think our enthusiasm about American food right now has just proven why pretty much not only Koreans, but everyone around the world loves America. Like just because of their food in some sort. Yeah.
Because it's so like also so junky.
Yeah.
It's like
junky stuff is the best.
I like Jackson Pizza. There's one right outside my office.
That's good. That's good.
You like Jackson Pizza?
And one thing we brought up earlier that I wanted to circle back around to was that Americans, sometimes we hate America and that's okay.
Yeah.
That it's okay for us to express our things we don't like about our own country. We can say that kind of openly.
I really love
that.
I
think that's a plus.
Yeah, I've seen so many like self-critical comments about American content, like from Americans. While if you look at like Korean content, if someone says the least like negative thing about Korea, they all start like hating on you, canceling you.
The thing is, like Koreans within their own Korean communities, they're all hating on the government and like all that stuff too. But like anytime in front of foreigners, you speak badly about Korea, they're like, "Why are you saying this stuff?"
Yeah, they're so patriotic.
It's a family thing. Americans have it too, but it is cool. Like because in your family, you can yell at your sister and fight with your brother, but when someone messes with family, you fight back.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the only one that can speak badly about.
Right. That is so double-faced.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like that about America. I think that's what one trait we should actually learn, like mentally, about America.
Like how to hate ourselves and like ourselves?
No, like self-reflect. That's what democracy is about, right?
That's the only way a country will progress.
Right. To be able to say, hey, I think this is not cool. I openly think this is not cool. It doesn't mean that the government is without virtue or our society is not fantastic. It means we need to discuss how we're dealing with this.
Right. I mean, technically, America is the country that brought democracy into Korea. Like technically, if you think about it. So if without America,
we kind of massaged it with a little bit of dictatorship, but you know,
I mean that's the process.
We slid into the DMs of dictatorship.
But yeah, we wouldn't be voting for people here if it wasn't for America.
I just hate anyone being too patriotic or too nationalistic. I just hate.
Speaking of patriotism, have you seen any of the protests and rallies in Korea? Have you seen any of them?
Which ones? Yes, we've seen them.
Like in the streets, they're crowd packed of like.
Talking about the ones with like American flags.
Exactly, that's where I'm getting to.
Oh yeah.
So you can see a lot of like, especially old people, protesting about some sort of matter, and they usually have Korean flags with them because they're all patriotic. But they also have the American flag with them as well. And why do you think that's like that? Like, that's kind of weird, right?
I assume, because I don't actually know this, you'll enlighten me, but I assume it's like a sign of strength. Like, because when you see people that have the American flag, they're often also very maybe pro-military, pro-attack first when it comes to maybe policies with North Korea, and just be strong. And so you'll see them, you know, criticizing a weak government in Korea or whatever. They'll say stuff like that. I assume it's because they look back on the good old days in their minds, right? They're, you know, they're 60, 70 years old. Yeah. And they look back on a time when Korean dictatorship was strong, but it's also when Korea progressed the most because of how quickly they progressed. So they want to go back to a time where Korea is becoming better faster. And then they're, you know, they're older. So they look at the young kids and be like, they're just not, you know, they're ruining Korea or something.
Typical old people talk.
Right. To add on to that, I think like, I mean, we would actually have to have a protester here to explain like his or her motive. But from what I've seen from afar is that mostly the conservative people, like mostly old people in Korea, they're pretty much pro-Japan, pro-America. And they're always for that side. Well, the liberal folks are like, we don't like America. So during the mad cow disease thing in like early 2000s in Korea, there was like this whole feud about like importing American beef. People were spreading propaganda that American beef had like this mad cow disease and you shouldn't consume it. And that was from the liberal side. And it proved to be total bullshit at the end. I don't think that was like the turning point, but that's one of the representative events that show like how divided like the liberal and conservatives are. And the conservatives stick with how like Japan and America advanced our country and we should be thankful to them. And the freedom we have right now is tied to American support. So I think that's why they always have like a set of Korean and American flags with them. If you see some, like a minority of people even have Israeli flags too.
Oh, what?
That's like a very weird hybrid, but I have no idea.
That's its own subculture.
Yeah, I think that's just because of like Christianity or something.
It ties into American conservatism in that the American Conservative Party also ties closely to Israel, for better or worse, but they may have seen that in American protests from, like, there is a connection there.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think it also leads to Christianity too.
Yeah, that's like part of conservatism.
Old people are very Christian, and that all came from America.
That's right, because Jesus was a white American from Israel.
Well,
I think
you know,
isn't that right?
American missionaries in the early 20th century to Korea, because you know I'm Christian. I've attended a Korean church only. Like I was the only white person there. It was all Korean, and they would often talk about the missionaries and stuff. So. That's another influence, the religious influence.
The best universities are all built by missionaries. Yonsei
is.
We have
name dropping university, SE. It's true because
us Yonsei people would now.
Yeah, Eagles, by the way.
Oh hey,
it also has like a phrase of like the truth will set you free. I think that's from the Bible too.
Yes.
Oh, a lot of the early hospitals came from those missionaries too, right?
Right.
That's right.
Then that was a big change, and when you come in with that, you know, that is a positive influence in a way, or at least a strong influence one way or the other.
I think that was great talk. Let's just wrap it up in like one sentence each. Like, why do you think America is so popular and so favored in Korea in the macro perspective?
I think for reasons of historical alliances, you know, military and politically, and also for current world culture, enjoyable culture in food and movies and music.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it's basically that. And for better or for worse, you can agree or disagree with Korea's current desire.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's wrong that many Koreans aspire to America because of those reasons. Like it's very natural to have some sort of affection for America. Again, not saying like it's a good thing now or anything, but yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And Anna?
I think it's the big size everything.
She's really hooked on to that.
That's what's important.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. Is it?
It is. My parents live
I
in
really
Texas.
want to go
You
to
can
Texas.
verify,
Have you
huh?
been to Texas, David?
No, I haven't.
I really want to
Get
go.
that 72-ounce steak.
The steak.
Oh, I really want
Texas food is meant to be amazing.
Damn.
It is. It is.
I need to go.
Yeah,
Come
barbecue. Give
visit
it
me,
to-
guys. My family's in Texas. Come visit.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we can basically agree that America has influenced Korea historically in a very positive way. Culture-wise, food-wise, everything. Like to the music, like even K-pop has a lot of like hip-hop roots in it too.
Can I just say something? Because you know, I've recently started Nalva,
Yeah.
and so I get all my clothes from Dongdaemun. It just makes me laugh the amount of like US random cities on Korean clothing,
Minnesota.
and like the Konglish is just like Yale or like
Harvard.
New York,
Yeah.
Los Angeles. It's like on everything.
Right.
I'm just like, why?
That's an amazing point. Just side note that English words and American cities make it into fashion.
Right.
Yeah.
And random English makes it into K-pop songs even when it's not necessary.
Right.
So it's just completely layered in.
So I think we have a lot to thank about America. I mean, like I'm not sucking up or anything, but
We missed all the bad stuff we did, by the way. We missed everything.
Of course.
We'll do another episode on the bad stuff.
You'll see them on the comments.
We know, babe. We know.
Marijuana is illegal because of the U.S. military presence in Korea. I'm just saying.
The tip of the iceberg. A lot of people think Korean clubs are being super racist against foreigners. But like if you go back into the history of that, the reasoning to that is like a lot of American military troops used to do fucked up stuff in the clubs and stuff. And that's why they got like a bad rep. And like Korean clubs are like, no foreigners.
I do believe it. I do.
But
I
of
do
course,
believe
there are like blatant
Racism,
racism and discrimination like mixed among those. But yeah, that was great talk. Now let's get into like a little bit of a micro perspective into your lives, you guys'
Personal
lives.
stories.
Personal
Wait,
stories.
how personal?
Like, how are you living the American Korean dream? You know, like you guys are pretty established here. You know?
Did you have to return your gun when you came over to Korea? I mean, do you have a bald eagle pet? What do you have in
I was
Korea?
supposed to return it.
Bald eagle?
Just between.
Yeah, but like, tell us your stories. How did you start here? How did you become the person you are right now?
What a question. How did you
Gentlemen-
start here?
Yeah.
I was in...
Before we go on, a special thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Naked Soul, bringing Korea into your hands with authentic, curated, made in Korea products you can't get on Amazon. They have fast global shipping, and right now, as of April 1st, they are having a limited sale on super high-quality BTS D Festa photo books, celebrating BTS Jimin's successful solo album release. So go check it out along with other hip Korean products you can't find anywhere else other than Naked Soul.
What a question. How did
Gentlemen-
you start here?
Yeah.
I was in Japan when I was 3 years old. And long story short is in college, I had a chance to come back to Japan for a university program, and it came through Korea. My professor was Korean. He was like, hey, you liked Korea. You said you want to learn the language. Why don't you be a teacher in Korea for a year? And I did that. And after that, I was going to go back to America, go to med school, become a doctor, and live a perfect life in America. And then I just, ruined my dad's dreams of me being a doctor. What's up? And I never left. 14 years, here I am.
Why did you not leave?
When I lived in a different country, and a lot of Americans have a problem of not knowing what's outside of their border, and I would say that would be me too. You come out and you realize there's so much more to this world, to this life. And it's not just Americans, Koreans who haven't left,
Koreans
we just
too.
don't know sometimes. And once I realized that, I realized there's so much more I need to figure out before I settle down on one career path. I liked Korea, I liked the food, I liked learning the language, the people were nice to me. There was no one reason that kept me here, but I just liked being here, and then I stayed.
And I think a lot of people would be curious. Like a lot of our viewers want to come to Korea and they want to make a life here as well. You guys have been here for quite a long time, and you're self-sustaining yourselves with like careers and jobs. I think they'd be curious on how you got those positions and stuff.
Sure. Well, do you want to start with how you got here first?
Oh, hi. That's right.
You can
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
So originally, as with so many people, I came here as a public school teacher, middle school teacher. And wanting to come to Korea It started with, I saw some YouTubers who were foreigners living in Korea. So I got the example, oh, this is a place you can live happily. So I got a picture in my head of what it would look like.
So who were the YouTubers?
9 years ago?
Yeah, more than 9, 10.
Wow,
10.
10
it was,
years
it was,
ago,
it
there
was
were
Eat Your
YouTubers.
Kimchi. They were married. At that time, you know, they were a married Canadian couple.
Simon and
Martina.
Martina.
Yes.
They're
yes.
divorced now.
Yes.
Oh, really?
It's kind of heartbreaking, the whole story.
Oh,
but
okay.
I saw them living here and I thought, oh, I could do that. I thought about South Korea every day for 3 months. It was just like a calling, like I needed to go. And it wasn't just because of K-pop or anything. I thought, I need to go there. And, you know, I'm a Christian, so I felt like it was, you know, God kind of pushing me. But I decided to apply for the safest job. That's working in a public school.
Yeah.
And then when I got here, it was just everything kept lining up. This is hard, but it's wonderful. And I need to be here. And my purpose is here.
Okay.
I still want to be here in the future. Like my 10-year goal is to be in like local politics in Korea, like be a representative for foreigners. I have to do a lot better in my life, but I want to help as many people as possible. And I feel like I need to do that here. So.
Wow. So you literally came because you felt like it's a calling or
It's a
something.
purpose.
Yes.
Wow.
That's very like unusual.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
What I've noticed is like a lot of people enter Korea, especially Americans, as English teachers, right? Either ESL or, you know, but a lot of people I know too, like want to get out of teaching English or like.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Once you're in, the goal is to get out.
Yeah.
Exactly. So how did you guys like
Start
diversify?
working in media and
Yeah.
stuff.
I had this like band beforehand back when I was an English teacher, and we made this music video and it was popping off before, like this was 2011, before like when it
Such a long
100,000
time.
views
Was
was
that
a ton
before
of views.
Busker?
Yes, it was.
OMG.
Really?
You were the original white boy in the Korean band.
If you look
No
it
way.
up, someone re-uploaded it. It's called Gangnam Freedom. It was Itaewon Freedom
Okay.
Parody.
okay.
Parody.
And it popped off, and our schools, the headmaster brought us in. Not the headmaster, the overall school district person, and was like, there's alcohol in the video and some Gangnam moms are complaining. You need to take it down. And there was a moment I realized, like, yeah, I'm enjoying life in Korea and I'm free and I'm making decent pay. I don't want to be controlled as an English teacher here
By
because they do
Gangnam moms.
control you.
By
Yeah,
Gangnam
I wasn't even in
parents.
Gangnam. And then I was like, I have to stay in Korea. And a lot of people do this. I have to stay in Korea. I don't know what to do, but I know I need some more experience. So I actually went to grad school in Korea right after that.
Hey.
To which university?
Does it?
Seoul Day.
Yeah. The S of Sky. Okay.
The S.
We will
This is
arm
the
wrestle you
Harvard
after this
of
for a
Seoul.
double.
We
Yes.
have an Ivy Club here today.
Yeah,
right?
Harvard.
That's how I switched over. And while I was there, how I got into media was I had started making a YouTube channel because I'd watched another foreigner eat spicy food. It was the Yeongguk Namja
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Korean
Bokkeumbyeon
Englishman.
challenge.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can eat this crap. This ain't that cool. So I made a parody of that. And then that popped off. And I was like, oh, crap, I have to keep doing this now. So I kept making spicy videos. And at some point, while I was in grad school, it was a grad school student friend's friend who's found out that I had a YouTube channel in a random meeting and was like, hey, they need someone at Arirang Radio.
Wow.
Do you want to go over there and do it? And that's how I got started in Korean media.
Oh my gosh, I just wish I had started YouTube in 2011. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? There's like, it's like blue ocean.
Right.
Seriously. Oh my gosh.
I mean, how would have we known? Like, I was in college, my
And, like,
first freshman year of college.
I remember the YouTube UI interface was so different too. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Okay, one of my
different.
friends started YouTube around that time, and he was so not into it. He found out he was popular on YouTube when he received a silver button in the mail. Like that was how you could be
Wow.
successful back then in the early days.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting from your stories, like the common points are like, I think you have to like put yourself out of the box, put yourself out there, like either through YouTube or either through outside of your own daily norm. And like, that's the attitude, I guess.
I feel like I don't know, a lot of foreigners that come to Korea because they are in a similar situation. I feel like they all want to become like influencers or like media.
Some do, some do.
People.
Yeah, a lot.
What
a
other
decent amount.
stuff do they do if they're not in media? Or how do they get out of teaching jobs?
Yeah, you definitely come in through teaching or student because that's how you get your visa.
Yeah.
But once you're here, I have a lot of people from my school that went into like NGOs or think tanks because it was a grad school. And then the other jobs that people do are...
You can be a liaison with some large corporations. I've known some girls that worked for, like literally worked for a fashion company or a beauty brand, and they were like their foreign liaison. That kind of thing.
One of the biggest problems is if you get out of teaching and you work in a company, and maybe not foreign liaison, but if you can get jobs in Korea, but your living conditions might be worse than when you were a teacher. Longer hours, you don't get housing. It is hard just to jump into another industry. And so that's why a lot of us who are foreigners who have quote unquote made it either have a job like a professor and then have a side hustle.
Right.
Or like me, I just had to have so many end jobs, so many side hustles that my job is managing all these little jobs of my life.
Oh, that's exactly how I feel right now these days.
You're a manager to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't recommend, by the way, if anyone's watching as someone who was, I want to join like a social or whatever agency, you can actually make it by just running your own life, making less money overall, but not giving 50% of your income out.
Wow,
that's
that
so
is
important.
Such an insight.
Visa language, though, if you come to Korea and as a foreigner, your visa is important.
Yes.
So people on the E6 visa are entertainers; they can only do entertainment work. And for that, usually you have to have a sponsor. But if you are on some other kind of visa, then you can make it work freelance.
This is so insightful. Like I really loved Alex's perspective right there.
But she's right. Get your F visa.
Yeah,
Once you're here, get that F
visa first.
F.
Get your technicals sorted out, and then manage your own self.
And it's kind of cool though, because it sort of weeds out people who like, I'm just going to come to Korea and I'm going to do my thing and I want to get famous. I want to work with K-pop stars.
Yeah.
You have to prove you want to be here because getting that F visa is tough. And so it's paperwork, it's studying, it's doing this. Anyone can do it, but not many people are willing to put the effort in to get that F visa.
Right.
Which is for those who don't, it's equivalent to getting married in Korea or being a Korean kyopo.
Yeah.
Korean
Like
international.
a green card.
It's kind of like a temporary green card.
Temporary green card.
But you have to have that to do these side jobs.
So the natural question that pops up here related to our topic today is, do you think you had some kind of advantage or intangible upper ground because you were American?
10,000%.
Really?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
You
Compared to other countries.
Yeah, because I have friends who are Filipinos who like, I didn't graduate from an American, British, or Australian university. I speak English, but I can't teach at some of the jobs that I got. So there were some jobs that were just easier for me to get. So let me put it this way. It was definitely easier to get my foot in the door in the beginning. That's what I should say.
And that's because of your national, like citizenship.
Yeah, I could have gone to any university in America. It really didn't matter. I just had to have the degree. It's great if you're Harvard, but if you're not Harvard, everything else is the same.
So is it because of your like nationality, or is it because of your like English accent? Like what's the difference between like an Australian or a Filipino that all speaks English?
Like for example, Hattie told me when she was an English teacher, she has to teach in American English. She has to put on an American accent.
She can speak American English?
So she had to be like, guys, this is water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the case here. Like a lot of people prefer to learn American English.
When I think about the textbooks I've used and the audios and the CDs, it's like 90% or more American style English. So I do think you get some preferential treatment for any jobs for apps or anything related to the English language. I think American specifically does get a little preferential treatment.
Yeah, it is kind of the standard here. Everybody wants that accent, so.
But you know, British English is the language that created English.
Here we go.
Rule Britannia.
I mean, I really love other accents. Like, I would love to learn another accent. I actually think, no offense, my accent is pretty boring. But
like stupid Ottawa accent, Baltimore.
I love the New York accent.
But like everybody around here in Korea says like, oh, I love your English accent. It's so like American, and like I don't even know what that means. Yeah.
I mean, whatever. American accent, you can just hear the freedom in the voice. The Queen's English, Queen's gone. It's now time for
the funny
America.
thing is, everybody recognizes like is this the Northern American accent? Is mine?
It's the standard generic news accent.
I would say
standard generic.
Basic.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Midwest.
I thought it was boring.
Yeah, Midwest.
Yeah,
Midwest.
But like, if you think of America, there are 50 states, 51. There are different like accents everywhere: South, North, East, West, and people think that this generic accent is the American accent, while there's like the Southern, like other things.
York.
Yeah, New York. Italian, American, whatever, but
Jersey.
Yeah.
That's the Italian one. Yeah.
I must say,
Shore,
when I
baby.
went to New York, like, when Americans heard me talk, they were shocked. They were like, "Why is this random Korean girl speaking like British English?" And they were so shocked at me.
Honestly, I was shocked at you too.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, she's Turkish.
I love your voice, Anna.
Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much. A lot of people like my accent, so I
classy.
have to keep it.
Classic.
Yeah, that's
right.
Water.
Water. Should I try to speak an American accent for the rest of the podcast?
Yes, please.
I will try.
That would be fantastic.
Put some
if you
rasp in there. Like Valley Girl. You know?
I can do
Oh
Valley
my God,
Girl.
we got this, girls.
Like,
Let's
yeah,
do it.
Let me take a selfie.
Let's take like Kim Kardashian.
Do you learn your English Valley Girl from like an EDM song?
Yeah.
I think so. Was that Chainsmokers circa
Let me take a selfie.
2015?
Yeah. But yeah, that's funny. But other than the English factor, like, you know how American passports are like the most powerful passports in the world. And that's because like...
Actually, Korea is more powerful passport than
Because we
American.
can't go to Cuba.
Yeah, and some
I
other
mean, like
countries.
technically Singaporean, Korean, Japanese passports are the most powerful, like in terms of like which countries you can go to, but like in,
Symbolically.
yeah, like diplomatically
Yes.
or like influence-wise,
Yeah.
American passports are the passports. So do you think that kind of power behind your country has some kind of effect to you living in other countries and having some certain benefits or...
Well, we're benefiting from what we talked about in the first part, which is all of that soft power, all of that, the goodwill that came out of the Korean War, you know, even though, again, good and bad happened after, but we're benefiting from that for sure. And people will look at us differently, whether they say something on the street to us or they just want to learn English from us and not somebody
just
else.
the currency, like USD is accepted everywhere in the world. Like nobody knows what the hell Korean won is.
Yeah.
But USD is everywhere.
That's a great point, Anna.
Yeah.
I feel like familiarity. Like if you're dealing with an American, whether you know them or not, you have a certain set of ideas about what they are like. And it's very reliable. And it's not surprising. Like if I meet someone from Estonia, I have a few friends from Estonia, and I had to start from scratch. Like, where is that? What do you eat? What do you like? And America's kind of a known quantity.
Yeah.
So perhaps feels safe on account of that.
Yeah, people like
That's
USD.
USD. Oh my gosh, she's really at it today.
Fire today.
Wow.
Bringing the heat, Anna. Bringing it.
Yeah, but the USD is definitely
The best D.
It's definitely got the biggest influence.
Yeah, definitely. It's tied to the.
It's a rising
It's tied
currency.
to oil, so yeah. I think Saudi basically made the USD the world currency. So yeah. Anyways, but technically speaking, like, do you have any episodes of yourself, personal episodes that you benefited out of being like an American here in Korea?
So to get my particular F visa, you have to do a lot of things. Like it's basically like the good person visa. So studying.
Good person visa.
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
well, it's called the it's 점수제 visa or 인재 visa. Like you have to prove like your income. You have to do volunteering. You have to have a certain level of Korean, certain level of education.
Okay, that's a good person.
So you can't be a loser, basically.
You have to be a successful American.
That's why you guys. Just kidding. Yeah.
And I had to take these classes. It was KIP classes. And at the facility I was in, it wasn't just Korean language, it was culture. And we had an older Korean lady who was our teacher, and I was the only Western person there. Everyone else was the Southeast Asian wife of a Korean man. So I was the only single girl and the only white girl. And she loved me. And she would consistently praise me in front of the others, not just for my Korean ability, but my appearance. She said, "Oh, she's so tall. Her skin is so," and I thought,
so pretty
I
and
thought,
blonde.
I appreciate, I know it's just love. It's just kindness that she's saying this, but she's saying it in front of these other girls. And some of it is racial difference.
It
Yeah,
is.
for sure.
And I would feel horrible every time, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I did receive preferential treatment in my classes, I do believe.
Yeah. Oh, just to let you guys know, I'm not trying to like pressure you guys or like put you guys on the spot, but like since we're at the topic, like I'm just asking if you had any preferential.
All the time, like every day.
I'm not
there's
trying to
been-
like make you confess like I had preferential treatment here. That's why just to be clear, okay?
I don't care. I had the whole time I'm here, everything I've gotten is probably because of like I wouldn't be sitting here if I wasn't American.
Hey,
there would be something
that's
else.
too humble. That's too now
But
you're
okay,
doing
that being said,
Yeah.
like in the meantime, while I was a grad student, I was getting these like $50, $60, $70 an hour teaching jobs that not only because I was American, I was a white American. And so I have lots of these kind of advantages when it comes to one, the accent I have.
Yeah.
Also being white considered safe. But then it's not just financial. It is that cultural thing too, where I don't want to call anyone out, but I'll just say like I've dated people who I knew their parents were against foreigners, but I was the one that kind of like made it okay because I was a white American foreigner who spoke Korean. And so it would have been harder for someone else to date someone in that regard. So culturally and also financially, I've definitely benefited.
That is an interesting point, Alex, that I think it does make a difference in the romantic market. If you're dating Koreans, that's a thing. That it's if you're a safe known nationality. And
symbolically, that USD.
Yes. People like the USD.
The money. But dating us would be, just to like be completely blunt about it, dating us symbolically speaking, would be a Korean girl would be looked on successfully, then why are you dating someone from a poorer Southeast Asian country or an African country? Even though a lot of the people I met from Africa from our grad schools were like top diplomatic, smart kids.
It's just in the perception.
It's a stereotype.
That USD,
this is the soft power thing.
The soft, hard power, baby.
The USD is soft power.
This episode, oh my god, I might have to make it 19 plus. I don't know. I don't know about podcast rating standards.
I want to hear about like your dating history in Korea. Have you dated Korean?
Yes.
How did that go?
Well, I really think for me, there's not cultural differences are not that much, or linguistic differences, because I can speak Korean. Values, if your values are the same, I think you can work through anything. So no, I've been very happy with, very blessed with the experiences I've had dating Korean guys.
Can I ask, does it help to, since you have a Christian background, does it help that if you date a Christian, that kind of helps, it gets a commonality between you two?
Absolutely. I would have more in common with a Korean guy who didn't speak English and was a Christian than I would with an English-speaking American guy who wasn't. That's the extent to where, like just values. Like if you got the same things are important to you.
Yeah.
Are you currently dating?
I'm currently single.
She's single.
Y'all know her Instagram.
This is Fit_Leigh.
And you, Alex?
I'm currently happily in a long-term relationship.
Oh, that's good. Yes, good for you.
With a Korean.
With a Korean, yes.
Oh, good for you.
So it's been going well. I don't know what to say. What was the original question? Yeah, I'm happy in my relationship, in a multicultural relationship.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I noticed, like I'm not here to generalize, but like the tendency I've seen from some certain Americans I've seen in Itaewon or Haebangchon.
Hello.
Yeah. A lot of, I don't know if I can generalize, honestly, but like.
Do it. Bring the hate comments.
I'm being very tiptoeing here, but a lot of European or other regional people, international people, tend to learn Korean more than Americans, I've noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Americans are very, some of them are very American-centered. They don't wander around outside of English. They're like, oh, they use English here anyway, so I'm just going to, hang out in English. Yeah, so.
I have seen that tendency.
I think that's a hard one to grapple with, because I'm usually very anti-American, but been pretty positive in today. I mean, not anti, but I mean, I'm critical, I should say.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will defend Americans on there is, some of it's America-centric, and some of it's just, if you're from a country that speaks only French and you come to Korea, your choices are English or Korean. If you're an American, you can get by. And it's not like they're trying to be like... So it's been harder too, because when we were in grad school, as you would know, you just kind of resort to English, because at least the French person and the person from Thailand and the person from, Germany, the common language you all had was English. So we don't get to practice. Whereas, we should make the effort. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of environment too. And so not all Americans are bad.
Also, a note on that. I'm in a smaller city. I'm in Wonju, not in Seoul. And so my Korean friends, rather than letting me speak Korean with them, they want to speak English, because I am their only opportunity in the week. So I use English with them because it's what they would like. It's what they prefer.
Yeah.
Not total hate, but for the ones who have been here for 10 years and you haven't learned Korean yet, you're the unsuccessful. No, that's not true. But
get on that, babe.
Get on that thing.
Yeah.
I think if you come to Korea, especially as an American, if you really want to branch out, you have to learn the language, and you have to make a lot of connections, make friends, try things, do some things for free, do some things that aren't exactly what you'd expect. And some pathways will open up to you. The person who's out there moving, out there creating connections, you're going to find what you want if you work hard enough and you're willing to be uncomfortable.
But like Americans are the most like usually extrovert, like outgoing. The most people who are like willing to talk to strangers.
They are.
Yeah,
we are cheerleaders.
Small
we
talk.
are.
I was shocked when I went to New York back in November. People would just like stop me, like or like they
Stop
just
you?
have to talk to you on the street.
Stop you.
Yeah, stop. Oh my god. So
Oh my God,
basic.
stop.
Stop you.
They will
and-
just talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing.
I was shocked too. Like I was in a random bus and this person started talking to me and I was like,
full on conversation.
do I know you? Like he was talking about an aquarium or something and I'm like, what?
TMI.
What is going on here?
I think in today's environment, especially nowadays, there is a lot of anti-American sentiment or a lot of criticism about American culture, and it's not wrong. But at the base of it, as much as I criticize my own country, when I go back, there is something about the culture. Koreans, you have Jung. America, we have something. I don't know what it is, but there's Southern hospitality. There's the food. There's the outgoingness to help. If you're talking about extroversion a little bit, Americans aren't bad people. The country, the politics aside, an American is just a person. Korean is a person, and I think sometimes people like Americans because we're just other good people you can relate to.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Or, except when we're all patriotic and America's the best. Bald eagles in my backyard, baby.
Bald Eagles in My Backyard is the new single on your album, right?
Yeah.
But like he said, like we are all one in this planet. Like at the end of the hippie nerd.
I feel like we should all hold
there are
hands
no
right
borders, no race. Like we are all one. We are all human
no.
beings.
Okay, I'm already seeing those comments saying, okay, next time get some African American people on your podcast.
You should.
Yeah, listen
Bring
to
it.
their voices. It's
That's
going to be
right.
drastically different. And I
It
know,
will be.
and I will. So I actually talked with Mike
And Southeast
yesterday.
Asian people, maybe.
Yeah, Mike's a good friend. So I'm going to have him definitely on the show. We'll have more.
Another minority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Southeast Asian people, Europeans, Africans, everybody.
You know why? Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because everyone likes pizza, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
There
You
you
should
go.
all bring them all around the
I'm
table.
a little disappointed we didn't get pizza today.
Yeah.
I expected it, actually.
And that's false
We're gonna
advertising,
get it
David.
after, but
Awesome.
you have a schedule, so I'll buy you one next time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, with this sweet potato crust, the way you like it,
It's a virtual pizza.
and corn cheese.
God, get out of here. I'm quitting the show.
The mandatory corn.
Yeah, but this was such a fun talk today. I think I like coincidentally, I just hit you up last minute yesterday, and like so splendid
So David style.
guests showed up, and I'm so satisfied with this episode. I think our viewers would be very interested.
I'm
too.
glad you're satisfied with that.
USD. That's right.
I'm totally satisfied with the
So was
USD.
it good for you?
It was a good
Was it good for
ride.
you?
Yes. Yeah. This was episode 3 of Korean Pizza Club. Shout out to the viewers. We're already at 5,000 subs. We're monetized. We have our Patreon already.
Oh.
Shout out to Heather, Ross, and Lauren.
Oh,
all
you
Americans.
have a Patreon for this?
Yes,
Oh,
I started one.
America representing. That's
They're
right.
they're all American. Bay Area, San Diego, San Francisco. I don't know where Ross is from, but he sounds
Americans, we may be annoying, but when friends need friends, we got your back.
Yeah.
We show
We
up.
got your back. We
And,
show up.
Yeah, like one of our good supporters for a long time, Heather, like especially shout out to her. Like she's cared for me so much. But like this debate we had, it's not a debate, but this cultural difference, like she wanted to like support me financially and without any like exchange or anything. So I was like, oh, I can't do that as a Korean. That's so uncomfortable for me. Like I need to give you something like in exchange. But she's like, no, that's in American culture. Like I want to support you. You just like support.
Yeah, send all your USDs this way.
Give David all the USD. He'll be so happy.
But yeah, I'm so grateful. A lot of support coming through Patreon.
He
And
cannot get enough of that D.
speaking of D, we have another D. We've opened the Korean Pizza Club Discord. So we officially have
nice
a
segue.
community working. Actually, 30 people joined yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So it's growing. yeah, I just see this going big. You guys are going to be pretty much having like millions of views on shorts talking about American D. And
Woo!
I mean, dang, USD, Discord, all the Ds.
MACD, yeah, everything.
It's flying all over the place.
And also, one last shout out. Actually, we have a sponsor for this episode.
Is that?
Ooh.
Yeah, Naked Soul. Which I am the co-founder
So on
of.
topic.
Yes. Thank you to Naked Souls for sponsoring this podcast episode. Naked Soul is the best online shopping mall you can go to get authentic, curated Korean stuff handpicked by people like me, David Kim, Danny Kim, Jin, and you can find very exotic Korean stuff there, all made by small businesses. And also, we're having a limited sale period in celebration of Jimin's comeback recently, Jimin's solo album, Face, recently.
Hey.
So you can buy the BTS D Festa.
D.
Jesus.
Again.
You can buy the BTS D Festa photo book, super high quality. By Dispatch. Just go check it out. And that was it for Korean Pizza Club. Hope to see you in the next one. And say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Go follow them.
Bye,
Yay. America.
America.
God bless America.
God bless America and all our bald eagles.